Hey guys, we are back. I hope you enjoyed our last one. We were talking about, what is self-defense. Today we want to get into a little bit of awareness and maybe some things that you can do and even some games that you can kind of play with your friends and family when you are out and about to kind of help build that awareness. And that's something that we want to do. These are the types of things that we don't usually get a chance to talk about in our seminars or our classes and stuff like that. So I want to take the opportunity to kind of bring about some of this type of stuff because I think it is fun. It's games that I play with my family sometimes when we're out to eat. Not always. I mean, don't take me wrong. I'm not a paranoid, crazy person, but we do want to build everyone's awareness. First off, we're going to talk about the thing we normally go over when we're talking about awareness, and that's Cooper's Color Code. So if you've never heard Cooper's Color Code, it is white, yellow, orange, red, and black. Okay, so it's 5 colors. We start in white. White is that idea that you don't know anything that's going on. You're completely in la la land. You're walking around, not paying attention to anything or paying attention completely to your phone that's in your hand and not paying attention to the things going on around you. That would be white. Then we have yellow. Yellow is just like this kind of a basic understanding of awareness. What's going on around you, you kind of have a good idea. I was out to eat with my family last night and my daughter looks at me and she says, "Dad, you're in white." And I said, "No, I'm not." And she says, "Yes, yeah, you're in white." She goes, "What's behind you?" I said, "High chairs and the kitchen." But I'm not gonna lie, in that moment, I was a little worried. Is there someone standing behind me that I wasn't aware of? There wasn't. But it kind of made me wonder for a moment because she was trying to call me out. Because we talk about this with her a lot. And then we have orange. Orange is when you spot a possible threat. That's when you're walking out of Walmart or wherever and you see a sketchy looking dude standing next to a sketchy looking van and you decide to avoid that whole situation by going around there, maybe going a full aisle over to make sure you're not coming up next to them. Then red is in that situation where it can be verbal and it can be completely hands-on. You can actually be striking, but it is a confrontation has started. So that person has come up to you. They are talking to you. They are trying to drag you away. They are anything, okay? So any of that is red. Black is that other situation that we never want to be in, and that's mental shutdown. Unfortunately, this is what we see when we're looking at videos, and when we were doing certain certifications in order to teach this type of stuff, the abduction prevention and stuff like that, and to look at videos, how people go into a condition black, they just kind of completely shut down. It is really sad to see. Little kids, somebody comes up to them, they talk to them, they are mentally overwhelmed so quickly, and then the abductor grabs them and just walks off, and the kid just walks with them. And this really breaks my heart. So that would be condition black. Also, if you are being attacked and instead of fighting back, you just completely collapse into fetal position, that would be another kind of condition black.
You're talking about Cooper's Color Code, and I was just thinking condition white. It's when you're like walking through the mall and you're on your phone, and before you know it, the scent salesman is right there, like shoving things in your face. Condition yellow is when you are aware of the scent salesman, and so you just mentally prepare yourself to be like, "No thanks." And then orange is when you see the salesman, you notice them eyeing you, and you take a really wide path around the other way. Red is when they get up too close and you're having to push, like, just no thank you, goodbye. And then you get into black where you're just completely unaware of the scent salesman. They come up and you just mentally shut down, and before you know it, you're giving them your money. Like for something you don't even know.
Yeah, that's a good non-violent version of the Cooper's Color Code.
No, because I saw every single one of those one time when I was at the mall with my fiance and, well, he wasn't my fiance at the time, but with him and a couple friends, and you just see every single one of those stages in all of them. I was the one who ducked my head and kept walking.
So you went from yellow to orange, fast.
Yeah, I just tucked my head. No offense to any scent salesmen watching this video.
Just know that if you run a booth at a mall, that Jada is probably going to avoid you at all costs.
Yeah.
But we want to have a basic awareness no matter where you are, okay? The only time it's really a decent idea, an okay idea for you to be in white is when you are at home or maybe at a friend's house or something like that, when you know that you're in a situation that you're not going to
just be completely caught off guard most of the time. It's like you're not in a situation where you're gonna be completely caught off guard. Like most of the people that are gonna surprise you at your house are people you can pretty much guarantee that aren't going to, you know, try and hurt you. The one I tell the kids to make them laugh is, it's okay to be in white at your own home because you can almost guarantee that no one's just going to barge through your front door, shove you off of the couch, grab the TV remote, change it to their favorite channel, and then demand you make them popcorn. It just usually doesn't happen that way, so.
Anytime we're out in public, and it doesn't matter if you're at a store, at church, anywhere that you might feel safe, you still need to be in yellow, because if it's open to the public, then anyone can come in. And that's the type of stuff that we need to remember. Anyone can come in. Now, I did mention that we were gonna talk about some games that you can play, like when you're sitting down out to eat or something like that. We will play some games to kind of pass the time waiting on the food, but this also helps with your overall awareness. So a couple of them, one of them, and this one's one that I actually picked up from some guys that were former military, and this would be a thing usually played with adults. And pick somebody at the table and you ask them to close their eyes and point out where the exits are. Without looking, they have to be able to point out where the exits are. Usually, if you lose that one, you end up having to buy everyone else's meal. So that one's kind of a fun one to play if you're out with a group of adult friends. One that is, especially if you don't want to have to buy your food that day and feel like you can get somebody. But another one that you can do, and this is one I do with my family quite often. We have fun with this one. My daughter loves it. We will have things sitting on the table, and you have one of the people, you take turns with this one, somebody closes their eyes. While their eyes are closed, they change something on the table. Okay, you can remove like a salt shaker, you can move things around. So you give them, 10 seconds to really look at the table and decide what's there and get a good mental image of it. And then they close their eyes, and then you move something, you change the order of something, or you just completely remove it off the table. And then you say, okay, open up, and you'll open up and you'll look and you'll look and you'll look and you'll try to figure it out. And if you can, we don't usually have any repercussions if you aren't able to get it, but still yet, it's just kind of a fun game. Then we'll just change and take turns and run it through. And it's just something that kind of builds everyone's awareness.
Yeah, so just overall awareness can be the thing that keeps you safe. Like, just try to use your common sense when doing this, because I have friends that will sit there on their phone while crossing the street, or sit there on their phone just standing in the middle of a sidewalk, and there's some sketchy dude on a bench paying them too much attention over here. They're just sitting there on their phone. I had this exact situation with a friend, and I had driven her somewhere, and I watched her start walking, stop in the middle of the sidewalk, text someone on her phone. All the while there's someone sitting on this bench over here, and they're like eyeing her. And so I'm stopped at this stoplight, driving the people behind me crazy because I don't want to go anywhere until after I know that that guy's not following her. Well, I watched her get into the building, and I didn't see him do anything. But when I got home, I found out that the guy sitting on the bench followed her into the building later and said that he was there with her, and after she was in there too long, he finally decided to leave. But just, I don't even...
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is scary, because what if he had decided to do something earlier? When she was just not paying attention on her phone. And like, I've talked to her about it. Like, look, I want you to be safe. So just please try to pay attention when you're in public, because that could have been prevented. So anyway, that's kind of my little tidbit there. It's just use your common sense. Try to make sure that if it's dangerous, even if it feels like it might be important at the time, like you feel like this is when the text needs to be answered or anything, it can wait. It can, because whoever's texting you needs you to be safe. But yeah, so overall awareness, just be aware and stay safe. If you enjoyed this discussion, go ahead and please like this video, like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or visit our website at impactdefensenc.com. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you in the next video.
See you guys.
You just like the way you look at your coffee.
I love my coffee. It's beautiful. It's life-giving liquid.
Sweet nectar of life.
Yes.